So I want to ask about this moment because I actually feel almost burdened sometime where whenever I go into a
Yeah,
place, I kind of carry this lens of like every opportunity is an opportunity for influence and you never know who's
yeah.
watching you. So that example in that story you gave, how do you kind of wrestle with this idea of this is a kind of good burden to have, but also not letting it eat you alive of like, I need to be perfect at every second because anyone could be watching?
Yeah, I think people are always watching. I heard a stat the other day that 9 out of 10 people that recognize you on the street won't approach you. So this is true for really anyone. It doesn't matter, your status or
Mm.
whatever. None of that matters. 9 out of 10 people who recognize someone on the street will not approach them. And when I heard that, I was kind of taken
Wow.
back, and I just thought to myself, well, thank God. Thank God that I learned early on that, you could be stopped anywhere. You could be stopped, at the airport. You could be stopped at the restaurant. You could be seen at the airport. You could be seen at the supermarket. Um, and honestly, remain approachable. Remain honest. Remain authentic. I think that if someone has the courage to approach you, you want to take them up on the opportunity to have a conversation, regardless of who you are, by the way. And I also think there are tough moments when we're having bad days. And I'm only saying that to get back to your question because no one's perfect. And that's why I try to
Mhm.
live my life as authentic as possible. I don't ever try to behave that everything is perfect. If I am dealing with something personally, I'm going to talk enough about it so that this idea that, oh, Chris, because he's a pastor, he must be okay. I think that's some of the most bizarre, I was going to say bizarre way of thinking, but I just think that's some bizarre behavior. And I think that's what the previous generations have done before us, but they didn't have social media, so they didn't realize the damage that it could do. So I'm not even saying that to hate on the previous generation. I just think that we thought that we were supposed to behave a certain way and everyone kind of minds their own business. But I think in this day and age, I think it's really important that we embrace who we are, and we know that we're not perfect. And there are probably moments where I got it bad, and I was annoyed, or somebody cut off, and I kind of just cut them off right again, and then going, dang, I probably knew that guy. In fact, this actually happened to me one time. I was leaving a funeral, and I hadn't seen a friend in a really long time, and this person probably was about 15 years older than me. And at the funeral, we're hugging. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. And I was driving in the highway with my wife and family, and we were just talking, and I cut him off. I did not purposely cut the person off, but I cut him off.
Mhm.
And then next thing I know, the person comes around me, gets in front of me, and starts giving me the finger out the car. And then 10 seconds later, realizes that it's Chris.
It was
And
you.
then I realize that it's him, Tony. And now we're making eye contact. And my heart broke for him. To be honest with you, it wasn't
Yeah.
funny. He actually didn't even come back to the funeral later that day for the evening service, and he was supposed to. And I just go, I think we give people room to not be perfect, by the way, and just go, yeah, he had a
Mm.
moment, but my heart definitely broke for him.